TCG, aka the Gamesman, Mike Dabbs, back in the house, guys, for another awesome video. What's going on, my dudes, my guys, my girls, my Pokemart family? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the studio. Welcome back to the topic at hand, Pokemon investing success, with real talk with yours truly, Pokemart TCG. So, guys, this is, me trying to pull this video together to give you guys a recipe for success in the investing of TCGs and into Roth IRAs and everything. Trying to put this video together from many videos that I've been watching. Everybody throwing the darts at investing channels of it's not true, it's impossible, and all of this stuff. And I wanted to, I wanted to take my time, process things, because videos were coming out, things were popping up, topics about investing, and people are saying that we shouldn't be giving our thoughts on this, that we shouldn't be giving advice like this, and I'm not the one to tread light on the subject, because I know that investing works. It has worked for me, and the advice that came up from, and I'm going to shout out channels that you guys might not have heard of, channels that I watched, and specific reason why I watch them. Danny Fantup I watch because he may not be for investing, but Danny gives breakdowns on data and pull rates, which help me to identify sets that I may want to invest in, or sets that I may want to buy singles from because of the pull rates, and vice versa. Pull rates being hard, maybe sets that I want to invest in. So I need to know this stuff as an investor into, like, Pokemon. I need to be able to relate to pull data, know how hard it is to get those pulls, the number of chase cards in a set, and the number of high dollar amount of chase pulls, where those cards sit in the TCGs, to make a judgment call on whether I want to buy into that set for investing. So a lot of things help me identify whether I want to invest in sets and add them to my portfolios as an investment. It's never a short-term thing. All right, listen, you got people that got into the investing that do short-term flips, and they buy in for short-term and keep rinsing and repeating and making financial advancements, because they're flipping a lot of product. It's a lot of work, but the real intentions behind investing is always for the long term. We're not looking at the 1 to 3 year span of when we buy Stellar Crown, and then it jumps up in 1 to 2 to 3 years, it doubles up in price. As an investor, we look beyond the realm, beyond the veil, guys, because the veil comes out as we seek for data showing us pull rates and all this stuff to see if it is going to be worth our time to invest dollars. And for investors, guys, we're always on the hunt. And it's true in stock market. Any investor, they're on the hunt for opportunities. And that's, as an investor, it's true with any investor. Any investor. Anybody who has an invention or something, they come out, they're looking for investors to go in on that invention, to put money into that invention. Investors need to hear your spew on what you're going to tell them about this product and why we should give you our money. right, to put into your product. So when Pokemart comes out with these sets, we as investors, guys, we seek out as much knowledge that we can get that is on the market, right? And we pull through this to identify great sets or the greatness in this set, that our money is not going to be dead money, that our money will work for us down in the long term. And that's always the mindset you should have in any investment that you pull or are going to put money in. That's including your Roth IRAs in your job. You always want to make sure that you're making good money plays. And since, money is also the root to all evil, but is the root to success in life, all right, where you can build wealth from assets that have high risk and high rewards. It's important that you put your money to work for you in properties or in assets that are going to do well. And you have to be able to identify the good ones and the bad ones. So you want your money to always work for you. So, that's one thing as an investor. Investors always seek opportunity. All right? So you guys can write that down if you want, but you want to seek opportunity. And not every set that Pokemart comes out is going to prevail like the other sets. But if you hold them long enough, all sets, all sealed investments in TCGs do well over long term. Every one of them, from the worst set to the best set, they all perform. But if you want to, it's hard to see what sets are going to be the best ones. You really have to play ball with all of them. And then there's time to fill in the gap and get more of the best product later on or in between. And you'll just have to figure things out on that end on where you want to pull your money in based on the data and spreadsheets and the knowledge that you're gaining from channels that you're watching that are speaking about this investment. All right, so the Pokemart investing recipe for success, real talk with Pokemart TCG. It starts off is the first start is where you start in this investing is you play the place to start is saving to invest a percentage for retirement in a Roth or in a retirement account or a Roth IRA. So before we even get into like TCGs and stuff like that, everybody has a job. So every one of us works. So regardless, you do Uber or whatever, Uber may not offer a 401k. So I'm talking about me. I would have, my job offers, and my nose is tingling. My job offers 401k. So that's your first initial kickoff to investing is you're investing in yourself, right? You have to invest in yourself. And you're investing in your retirement because you want to have a good life later on down the road. Every one of us is looking to have a good retirement life. Like you're figuring things out. Like you want to have a good retirement life, and you're building a net worth somewhere, whether it's from a hustle or whether it's from the Roth IRA, or you have an extra job. You got 2 jobs. Some of us have 3 jobs. And you're working, you're working for the life you live now and the life you're going to have later on in life when you retire. Sorry, I got that little gnat flying around. But the first place you're going to start is you're investing in yourself at your job with a 401k. And you're putting a percentage of funds out of your paycheck into a liability. It is a liability, but it's a liability that profits over the long term. The long term for 401ks is not a short term gain. You're not looking to grab this money out and say, all right, well, I just made $50,000 in my 401k, taking that out. You know, it comes with taxes, and you get hit with taxes and percentages from the government if you take out money or borrow against it. So the whole setup for 401k is for long term. It's years down the road. So you're planting a seed for yourself, you know, for long term. All right, that what your company is putting in, you know, your money that you are putting in the 401k is going to work for you in the long term. So, and that's, you know, depends on when you retire, 59 and a half, or if you wait till full 65, and then you take out the money from you retire fully, and you get your 401k out your job, then you get it tax-free and everything. So there's advantages to waiting on that. If you if you got a 401k, you can borrow against it, but you know, I don't know if people borrow against it. Some people may borrow against it to buy a car. I mean, I have heard instances of people borrowing to start a business or whatever. They borrow against their 401k because they don't have the actual money, versus trying to take a loan out. They borrow against their 401k in hopes that they'll be able to put it back, that the business is going to prosper. So, you know, that becomes even a bigger liability, but I don't really promote that aspect, like borrowing against your 401k, unless you know that the asset you're putting it in is really going to prevail well, that you're going to be able to capitalize on a percentage growth of 7% or 10% on what you're putting into it to make it worth doing. Otherwise, I mean, you may be setting yourself up for failure with that, but different strokes for different folks on that. But to become a millionaire by age 65, you have to invest in, and I'm saying 65, I'm putting this number out at 65, and I'm going to give you a breakdown, that knowledge, right? Knowledge is king in this aspect, and you can apply these numbers to the Pokemon, you know, investing in Pokemon. You want to, if you look at it at a millionaire status, to go to 65 years of age. So if you are 25 years old, right, you want to invest in something that gives you a percentage rate. Now, banks aren't going to give you this percentage rate. So you have to find something, right, that you're able to invest in, that's going to give you a high rate of return. Even though it has a risk, right? You want to get at least a ratio percentage of 7% to 10% ratio. All right? That's going to compound. And that word compound is going to become very crucial. All right, when you see what the bottom line is at the end of the term, right? So this is what you're going to need, guys. If you find an investment, that's Roth IRA. If you find a stock, all right, something that you say, oh, it's going to give me at least a 7 to 10% ratio, compounded, right, over the years till you are able to retire, right? So if you're at age 25, the amount of money that you will need to become a millionaire at age 25, right? At age 25, you have to have this much money per month. And it's $160 or $156. It's $156 to $160 per month that you would have to have available to you from your paycheck, guys, right? This is how much money you would have to have available out of your paycheck, right, to invest in every month. Every month you would have to have at least $160 at age 25. So a lot of you guys are not my age. I'm 56. All right, and it's very important that the earlier you start this, the better it is, because as you see, as this progresses, it gets very, very expensive the later on in life that you wait to play in to try to become, say, a millionaire by the age 65. So if you want to rule this in, this is the amount of money. So at age 25, guys, you will need $160 a month of pliable funds, money that is not for rent, money that doesn't go for a car note, not going for a gold chain you're going to buy or a diamond ring, right? This is extra money that you would have to have every month, $160, that you can apply into that investment that's going to pay you a dividend of 7% to 10%. All right? If you go to age 30, right? Look at this amount of money. It goes from age 25 to 160, but at age 30, if you want to become a millionaire from age 30 and you're trying to get to 65 and be a millionaire, you have to have $280 in money that you can throw at something every month. $280 every month you have to put it into that product or that stock or that investment that you're doing. You have to have that money every month to invest in that thing, that high risk, high reward investment to become a millionaire at if you start at age 30. Now, if you start at age 35, check this out. Now it goes from 30 at $280 a month. Now, look, as you age, as you wait and say, you know, I'm trying to find something, and now here, a lot of us are older, right? Some of these times we're not 25, we're not 30, we're 40, we're 50. How do we become financial free? How do we become a millionaire in this age, in this time, right? But here we go at age 35, costs you $450 of extra income. This is income you have to have outside of your normal bills and stuff. You have to have this money every month available to add into that investment to become a millionaire at age 65. Here's at age 40. If you wait till you get to age 40 to find an investment that's going to give you 7 to 10% rate of return, you'll have $800 that you have to have open, available funds, $800, guys, to every month. Every month you got to have $800 to throw at a Pokemon booster case or a booster box, right? You'll have to have that amount of money open to become a millionaire at 65. I'm just saying we're going to use stocks and just going to look at the, say stocks and bonds and Roth IRAs and stuff like that. Basically the stock market and stuff. Because it's different for Pokemon. All right? At age 45, guys, check this out. You would need $1,350 at age 45 to invest in an asset that's going to give you a rate of return of 7% to 10%. All right? It has to be at least minimum 7% and upwards to 10%. But you're looking at the minimum, bare minimum, 7%. But if you wait till age 45 before you start going into the stock market and trying to figure out something to invest in, it's going to give you a 7% or 10% rate of return. This is the amount of money you're going to need each month to apply into that asset to get you that rate of return that's going to allow you to become a millionaire at age 65, at 45, and now as you get older, age 50, it's $2,500 you need a month to apply into that investment that's going to give you a rate of return of 7% to 10%. So as you age, guys, as you get older, the opportunities are slipping past you, because if you had started this at an earlier age and got into this mindset, see, it's hard to transgress when you're already you're past this, but I'm talking to the young guys because I got a lot of people on my channel that are young, younger than me. I'm 56. So this is why it's key for me that my money has to work for me. All right? Because I'm not trying to take have my money be dead. Because in the bank, your money is pretty much dead. You only get 1% interest compounded over a year. So if you leave $5,000 in the bank hoping that you're going to get a whole bunch of interest, you're better off putting it in a high risk, high reward asset and throw it into the stock market and try to find something that's going to give you a 7% to 10% ratio or rate of return, so that money is going to work. If you just leave it in a savings account, it's not doing nothing. It's not getting you enough. It's not getting you enough interest from the bank. The bank is lending that money out that you gave them at 16%, 25% interest rates to people who are buying cars and everything else with that money they're borrowing from the bank to do it. And the bank is only giving you a 1% on your dollar. And you got to figure this out, that the American dollar is weak right now. It's weak. And you got to find power in the dollar. And you got to find power in an investment that is going to become an opportunity for you. And that's, as an investor, that's why how millionaires become millionaires is they seek out opportunity. And you guys that are young, you need to be able to seek the opportunities while you're young. Start in early. Get this mindset that you don't need that frigging sports car, that Mustang that you want to hook up, put rims on, and drive around and have a fancy car. That sometimes that you can live a mediocre life, still have a good life, have a nice house, a nice apartment, live a mediocre life, drive a car that gets you to point A to point B. It doesn't have to be a best of best or the nicest of nice, right? But you live a mediocre life, all right? And you don't downplay you don't upscale to buy a Lincoln Continental or to buy a Cadillac SRX or any of these fancy cars, because the car itself becomes an asset, unless it's a collector's car that you're going to drive on Sundays. Cars are depreciating assets, and with the more sensors and stuff that are in these cars become really crazy in price, and then to fix them when they break down, when they age, they just cost you a ton of money, and you have a depreciating asset if you own a car. All right, and these new cars with the new batteries and stuff they got in them, they cost a ton of money to keep, maintenances, upkeep, Range Rovers, and I see all these guys, they want to impress their friends. They want to drive these fancy cars, right? And then at the end of the day, a $50,000 Cadillac, well, I'm not going to say Cadillac. Cadillac probably costs more than $50,000. I'm talking about they're probably $85,000. Some of these Cadillacs, right? The SUVs. Some of these cars cost astronomical money, and then as soon as they got 50,000 miles on them, that car goes from $85,000 all the way down to like $35,000. The money, as you own it year after year, this car is losing value. So if you're able to own your car, you buy a car, you don't have to, like I said, don't have to have the best of best. You got a car, it's in great shape, doesn't have any rust, runs well, you take care of the maintenance, it's got low maintenance. If you find these 4-cylinders and stuff, find a car that has low maintenance, great gas miles, because, why would you want something that's going to cost you arm and a leg to fill up? It's going to cost you all this money when it breaks down, and you got a car note on top of it to pay. And then the worst thing, you got this lease that you're buying into a car. Yeah, you get a brand new car every 3 months or whatever it is, right? They give you a brand new lease, but you're spending all this money. You still got to pay all the upkeep on it. You're throwing thousands of dollars at a lease, but you get a brand new car every couple of years or whatever it is. You turn in the lane, they give you a brand new car. I mean, a lot of money going down the drain. What you could have done something positive with that money instead of turning it into a lease or going into a car note. And if the whole aspect of this, guys, is if you're going to invest, you want to have money available. You got to have cash available to do this, all right? And it's Pokemon, or if it's into stock market, you got to have capital. And where are you pulling this capital from? So, you have to start it early to get yourself in the right mindset. And some of us, when you're young, you do dumb things. You are persuaded by your friends. Oh yeah, your friend got this hot car. You want to go do the same, or you want to outdo him and get this car and get it. It's got a bigger engine, and then you're going to throw all these pipes on it and chrome it all out and do all this stuff. And it doesn't get you any more money. The car still is going to be worth the same amount of money. If you bring it to a dealer's not going to give you anything more because you got all these fancy $2,000 rims on it. You got a body kit. You got the stereo, aftermarket stereo. The car is worth more if you have the regular parts in it than if you had all this extra junk that you applied in it. That's not going to get you any extra money if you were to sell it to a dealer. Dealer is just going to give you bottom line, whatever the market is for the car that it has the miles on it. It's going to give you that. You're going to have to find some guy, one of your friends that, oh, dude, Mike is selling his Maserati. All right, well, he's asking $40,000. He paid $100-something thousand. He got low miles on it. But the dealer is always going to give him $13,000. But he's asking $40,000 for it. Maybe your friend will buy it from you for $45,000, but the dealer ain't going to give you any more than what you got. You might as well just take all that crap off your car, sell it to your friend and let them put it on their car, and put all your regular stuff back on that car and bring it to the dealer. You get more for it. But, you got to live and learn, right? But getting into debts and having debt really can be burdensome to your and hinder your investments too. So, building wealth, guys. So let's go into this. Building wealth happen overnight. Any investment that you anything you have to put money into, or somebody's trying to sell you a dream. I did Amway where I was sold a golden ticket that, oh yeah, you can do this for 6 years, you're going to be a diamond, and you can become a double diamond, and all you got to do is get 6 people, and they get 3 under them, and they branch out, they get 6, and then they branch out, they get 3. It was a big pyramid thing. I listened to the spew. The only thing good about Amway for me, and I bailed out, was the products that they offered was good, but I wasted a lot of time doing Amway. I listened to the spew, going to seminars. I was always getting dragged in to go to seminars, and it just wasn't for me. I wasted a lot of time. I wasted a lot of money, and I had a commitment to become a diamond and all this stuff. We live big, right? We want to become what they're talking about, right? So we get this mindset from other people that are saying, hey, you can be just like Eddie V and be a diamond. We'll help you get your upline is trying to get you there and pumping you up to get there. And a lot of it's a lot of nonsense. It takes a long time, and it was just too much time for me. I realized, Amway is not for me. I got out. So it takes time, guys. It takes time. With anything that you are hoping that is going to go up in price or that you're going to have in an investment, it's going to take time. And it's going to have to be a commitment from you, and it's going to have to be consistent. You have to be consistent. Like, you see Nostalgianomics is consistent, right? He's always pumping out videos. He's always talking about investment. He talks about what he's doing, what he's buying. He hops on with Eli. They talk about the cards, right? And Eli has a card shop, right? And you're getting knowledge from the card shop based on, is the set going to be you get the card shop's view, you get Alex's view, then you listen to Pokey Oz. You go listen to Pokey Oz, is kind of new, but you listen to him, you get some intake from him. You go to Danny Phantom, you get data from pull rates, right? Because I remember Darium's used to do pull rates. Darium's cards with wife, they used to open up a lot of product and give you pull rates and how many cards they got, how many bangers they got out of cases of opening. So Danny does pretty much a decent size pull rate data, not as much as what Dorium's used to do, but he gives you enough data that you can file together, like get some kind of compilation on pull rates on SARs and illustration rares and full arts on average, right? So you can get some kind of data. And then you have Pika Pika Papa, who gives you a breakdown based on his spreadsheets. And then you have Northwood's TCG with his breakdown. And then who else do we got out there? Trying to see if I don't miss out on anybody. But you see where I'm going. You have all these other investment channels that give you their spew on investing into Pokemon and what they're doing and why they're buying it. And they give you breakdown analysis and boxes that are selling per day, per week, per month. And then you see the slabs per week, per weight, per day, per month. You see TCG player, you see eBay, sold, completed, and then you can bring up different apps on your phone to see the collector app. You got the shiny app, and you can go and look at these guys and see what cases are going for and judge whether you want to buy this case at this price, and you go and look for different price. So, you have to be pretty much consistent. You got to have a commitment and dedication and patience. Patience is a lot of things, guys, that some of you guys that are new to this hobby, that are coming into this investment realm, you have no patience, that you want this, you got this mindset that you're going to make money, flip it, make money, flip it. You have no idea, no consciousness, no consistency. You just want to get in it, get out, get in it, get out, get in it, get out. And you have no control. Like, you just want to get it. You FOMO in, you make irrational decisions. And that's going to be your biggest enemy, guys, is your irrational and inconsistent decisions that you just get in and go on inconsistent in rationality. And your emotions get in the way. And your foot keeps stepping on the next toe. And you keep tripping over your own feet. And this is how you make the biggest mistakes in your investing portfolio. And you get in and you get out because you don't have the right mindset. You're not committed. You don't have the consistent or the commitment or the dedication and the patience to be in here. And you're going to make mistakes. And if you can't confide in yourself to do it, it's a one day at a time approach. It's not something that you set it and forget it. It's only when you got that booster box that you're going to sit on it for a long term, that you bought it for that day, and we're not flipping it the next day. As soon as it goes up, oh, well, I might as well sell it and make some money on it now. And what do you have for the long term? Nothing. So this is a one day at a time approach, and it's for long-term gains. It's, even though there are short-term approaches to it, but the build is for the long term. So if you want to build wealth, you got to have, it's going to take time. It's going to take consistency, it's going to take commitment, it's going to take dedication, and it's going to take patience. Because to get to where I was, to where I am, right, it didn't happen overnight. I had to go through ups and downs. I went through trial by error. I went through mistakes, and then I let my mistakes pound me out of this hobby. I made mistakes, but I built back up, right? Just because our pants fell doesn't mean we can't put the belt back on and move it to the next loop to keep our pants up, right? It doesn't mean that if you make a mistake that hinders you from still investing. You learn from the mistakes, you pick up your broken pieces of your life, put them back together, and you stay in the hobby and invest, right? You're going to make mistakes. Yeah, at first you're going to make mistakes, but you go off those mistakes, you learn from those mistakes, and you build up from those mistakes. And that's how I was able to do what I did. Regardless of mistakes that I made when I did eBay and all this stuff, I made a lot of mistakes. Mistakes are going to happen. Don't let them be your downfall. That just because you made a mistake, it's not for you. You got to confide in yourself. Find the time, find the consistency, find the commitment, the dedication, and the patience. It's in every one of us, but you got to confine in yourself. It's the mindset that you transcend for yourself to persevere through all the storms, through all ups and downs. It's a commitment that you got that no matter what, you're going to make it through all these storms. You're going to weather the storms. And he who weathers the storms has success. And that's where you're going to find success. It's when you overcome. And you got to learn how to overcome. All right, so the next thing that I want to talk about is in investing is like, what money should I be using from my investments? For my investments. Whenever you get into investing, guys, it never should become where you got to borrow from your 401k to go into your next investment or to invest in a new thing. All right? Your investment dollars should be always from money that you have extra. Like you did some overtime, you have extra income. You have it's money that is after all your bills have been paid. Your rent, your light bill, your cable bill, phone bill, whatever bills you got, whatever debts you got. You paid all that off, and now you have this extra money left over that you can put into your investment, okay? Your side hustle, all right? If you want to say Pokemon's a side hustle for you, for your investment, that money that you have left over after all your bills, everything's said and done, you got $100 left over every month, you have that money where you can say, well, all right, well, I need 50 out of the 100 that I have left. I have that because I have to, I have this to the next check or whatever. Then $50, you take half or a percentage of that 100 into your investment. You put that percentage in to, you're not, unless you can afford to put 100% of your leftover money. It depends on if you're at home with mom and dad. You guys are young. Some of you guys, still live at home with mom and dad. So your amount of debts may be zero. You may have a Burger King, McDonald's job, all right, and you don't have a lot of debts because you drive mommy's car, you drive daddy's car. So you may not have debts, and that's a good thing where you can build that financial stability, that financial net worth early in your life. You can build it right at home from mom and dad's house, right? You're at mom and dad's house, all right? You're working your 9-to-5 job. You're using mommy's car or your brother's car, whatever, right? And you're going to work. You don't have your own car, so you don't have to worry about car insurance. So you have some money that you can pour in here and build or invest in, right, for a financial bridge, right? So it always should be money you have left over after all bills and have been paid, right? Any overtime that you got, then that's extra money that you can throw in your through your investing portfolio. Any yard sales, like some of you guys do yard sales. You maybe have a side hustle, right? You do a yard sale in front of your house because you buy and sell on Facebook, right? And you find things on Facebook, you buy them, and you go to yard sales every day. Now you have your own yard sales at your own house, and you're just buying somebody else's junk or treasure, right? Another man's trash, another man's treasure. You're finding something that's valuable. You got it for a couple bucks. You're flipping it back to eBay or wherever, right? Or on your own yard sale. You're making extra money outside of what you spent. So say you sold it, you bought it for $5, you sold it for $20. After eBay fees, now you have like $10 left. So you take out what you spent for that item. You have that money available to go to your next yard sale, pick up something else, and you have that extra $5 you can throw into your investment from what you bought from a yard sale after fees. You sold it on eBay, right? You can take a percentage from that to add into your investment. So there's ways you can manage this, guys. It's just up to you how you're going to do it. You got to figure out things, how you're going to manage it, and utilize this. You at an early age, if you can utilize this, you're going to be so far ahead of the game. And you're setting yourself up for that financial freedom that you're going to have that breaking point in your life. All right? So, things you sold on eBay that you netted and that you are able to, sell and you have a profit at the end of the day. There are other ways that you can have money, that you have money available to you. Say, hey, you say, just put it in this instance that you have no money. Say, after all my bills are paid, I got no money. I smoke, I drink, and I buy coffee and donuts every day. And, I drink with the friends on Friday. We go to a bar. We're going out drinking. But you have no money for your investment. So you're like, well, how can I make this work if after all my bills are paid, every day I go to Dunkin' Donuts. I buy a coffee and donut for the drive to work. On the way back, I grab a coffee for the ride home. Every day I'm smoking. I have a beer every day, or every Friday I go out and we drink with the boys, and beers are $7. Sometimes there's a sacrifice, and that's your sacrifice could be your biggest adversary. Well, I say your biggest asset. Sometimes you have to give a little to get a little, and sometimes you may have to sacrifice, man. The sacrifice stuff that your extra auxiliary stuff that you're doing that really you don't need in your life, cigarettes, drinking, not really needed in your life, but you can put it into an investment that's going to make you money, where the cigarettes aren't going to get you nothing but cancer. The drinking is not going to make you nothing but an alcoholic, right? It's extra money that you're throwing where you say, I have no money, when there is money. But you divulge that money into, after you paid your bills, that extra auxiliary money you had goes into the coffee and donuts, it goes into the cigarettes that you smoke, and it goes into the drinking that you do with your friends on that Friday or Saturday, or you do at your house when you have a party at your house and you have all the friends over, right? So there is money there, but you saying you don't have it because you're already committed to the cigarettes, you're already committed to the drinking, you're already committed to having that donut and coffee on the ride to work and from on the way home from work. So that money is there, but you're not willing to sacrifice that money to persevere you further down the road. And there's the opportunity right there. So sometimes, man, the sacrifice that you're going to have to give up will be beneficial for you in the longer term. If you want to become financial free, or if you want to become a millionaire by 65, these are some things that you're going to have to give up. It's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice that the lifestyle that you live, you can still live your life, but you can live your greatest part of your life later on down the road, where some people that get to this age, 65, they have nothing and are still working. At least at the end of those years, when you retire, you say, look what I have to show for what I've done. For the work that I put in at my early years, I'm going to benefit now. See? And this is what you get. You reap what you sow. All right? So if you're reaping in cigarettes, you're reaping in drugs and alcohol, and you're complaining that you don't have no money, you can't better your life, well, I think you need to take a second look at yourself, look yourself in the mirror and say, I got to look at the man in the mirror, just like Michael Jackson's song, I'm looking at the man in the mirror. You go on with that song. I'm trying to change my ways or whatever. You got to look at the man in the mirror and say, well, if I want to better my life, I got to clean up what I messed up. Start my life all over again. And sometimes you got to clean up what you done messed up and get rid of some of the things that are tearing you apart, tearing you down. And if you want to make that leap to make a better life for yourself, the opportunity is there, but you choose to smoke, drink, alcohol beverages and stuff, buy auxiliary stuff where you have no money. You say you have no money. You're going to have to sacrifice. You got to give some to get some. I strongly believe in it. You got to give some to get some. And if you don't make any sacrifice, guys, you're never going to get anywhere in life. And no one's going to come along and pick you up and say, hey, well, here's $50,000 here, here's your, sorry that you're that way. No one comes along and, well, there are people that come along. We'll talk about that because I have some uplifting things, people that I watch on YouTube that inspire me to do what I do on YouTube. And it helps me to try to be a better person each and every day. And I'm going to share with you people that I watch outside of the investing videos because it puts me in the right mindset, to inspire others to do great things. All right. And that's another thing, the money and all that is good. Right. But if you can inspire someone else to do great things, that person's going to also try to inspire someone else to do great things. And, you know, you live and you learn. You know, but we're all put on earth. We're all capable of achieving and doing great things. It's up to us as an individual what we're doing, right? So it's all up to you. You are the sole provider of what you do in your life, you know, and what your life is and what it becomes, because you're in complete control of where you're going in life. Where are you going, right? You're driving. Where you're the man in the driver's seat. You're behind the wheel. Whether you have a car or not, you have a life wheel, and that life is the life you live now. You're in the driver's seat, and you can control your destiny, right? So I truly believe in that. So every investment that I commit myself to, I have a budget, and I truly, I'm going to say highly recommend that if you get into investments, whether it's Roth IRAs, investments for stock market, that you go on a budget, guys. And as you get that adult money from a 25-year-old to a 35-year-old to a 45-year-old, that pay money, that pay scale goes up for you, where you're going from 25,000 to 35,000 to 50,000 to 100,000, guys. Your money goes up. Always be on a budget. Put a budget together on a system, you know, that you're going to go by for weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, bi-monthly, when you're investing, whether it's in Pokemon, booster boxes, ETBs, whatever you're buying, right? Or buying into stock market, stock exchange. Go on a budget, guys. You don't want to throw 100% in, not knowing, or go in blind and not knowing. Always go. Knowledge is king in everything. All right? So, you know, set a budget for yourself. Investing hindrances. I call this investing hindrances, right? Credit card debt, lavish lifestyles, no patience, easy to make or be persuaded to make rash decisions, reckless spending habits, unwillingness to learn or to adjust your lifestyle. These can be investing hindrances, guys, for you. How you invest, how much money you can invest, because of your debts, because debts can be a burden for a lot of people, where you got so much debt that you're trying to figure out, like, well, this guy's talking about investing. I got all these credit card debts. I got all these bills. How am I going to get out of these bills? I have no money. I can't get out of this hole that I already got myself into. I'm in a jam. And a lot of people right now are in a jam. And a lot of people trying to figure out how to buy groceries, how to get to put the next meal on the plate for the kids. A lot of people are in predicaments right now, trying to figure things out. And if you are building credit card debt, not be able to manage your credit card, spending crazy because you have no control over your spending habits, making irrational decisions, no patience, you're easily being persuaded to make rash decisions, FOMOing in, making reckless spending habits, and your unwillingness to learn and to adjust, well, you're never going to make it in the investing atmosphere. You're always going to find yourself as an investor back in the hole again, because of the exact things I just said there. Because if you are not able to control yourself and control your spending habits, you're going to make irrational decisions. You're going to watch other channels. You're going to FOMO in and buy stuff that is meaningless, that is worthless, and your money is not being put into the proper aspects of the hobby that would far make your portfolio bigger than what it was. But you're going on your own mindset that you set up by being reckless. And this could be a investing hindrance, guys, And some of these are being played right here on YouTube now. People that have exactly what I was saying. Irrational, easily to make or be persuaded to make rash decisions. The lavish lifestyles. You guys are living a life now, and then you're wondering, like, when you get 65, you have no money and you still got to work. And you're wondering why you can't get to point A to point B, because you're spending all that money now and you're living a life that now when you get into your older life, you can't even do that stuff anymore or live the style that you want to continue to do because you did all that stuff while you were young. So you can make all of those leaps and bounds now and do all those lavish vacations and go on those big old cruise ships and have all that money and do that now and blow it all, right? And then wonder when you get 65 why you can't retire, and while your finances are strapped and you're on a tight budget, tighter than if you listen to someone else that was given some kind of leadership advice to help you, that you can take and apply to your life that will help you. And like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. Go seek financial advice and then say, hey, tell your advisor to watch these investing channels and see what your financial advisor tells you. And then see if these investing channels that are popping up on YouTube are telling you guys the truth, or are we being all fed a lie? All right? But investing hindrances are true. They're being played out. And some of you guys, that's why 95%, I'm putting the ratio high on investing. 95% of you guys will fail. 95% of you guys will fail. Straight out, ass out, you will fail, because you're going to be one of those guys with the investing hindrance. And I can't tell you or help you, because you're going to go on your own whim anyway. And, I'm not here to tell you. My advice, take it with a grain of salt. I can only speak for myself and my lifestyle that I have. I have a very mediocre lifestyle, guys. I don't try to have a brand new car because my next door neighbors or the one across the road has a brand new car that I got to show up in a brand new car, have one pulled. I drive used cars, guys. I drive used cars, but they're used cars I own, right? So that's how I go. If I can't buy it, I don't want it. And I'm not going to go into a car payment and paying crazy car payments and then have to fix the car when it breaks down and all this crazy stuff. I'm not going into car notes. Your wife already tell you. If I can't buy it, I'm not buying. If I can't pay for it, I'm not buying it. I'm not going window shopping just to look and say, hey, look at a new suit. That'll have me looking sharp on Sunday for church. Well, can't afford it, but I got the credit card. Put it on the credit card. I'll just pay the minimum on the credit card. You hear that? I'll just pay the minimum. Some of you guys, right? Got that credit card. You go whip it out. What do? You buy a Pokemart TCG box. You pay the minimum on your credit cards and wonder why your credit card's blown out. Your credit, reports are bad. Your credit card's all charged up. You're paying minimums, and a lot of people are financially strapped and in a lot of trouble because of irrash decisions and making just poor and reckless spending habits. Another thing that's important to investors is our time. My time that I spend in investing into what I do here in the hobby is very important to me, because time equals money, and money I only got to spend when opportunity. So the time I spend, I'm always looking for opportunity. I'm on Facebook, I'm on eBay, I'm looking for a deal, I'm looking for that opportunity. So time in investing is very important to me. I'm always seeking opportunity. And when opportunity knocks, investors answer and they buy, right? So here we are in Pokemart, where we have a very bullish market where it's a buyer's market. And as I was telling you guys last year, we have tons and tons of deals, and there's still deals going on. Still deals happening right now. Buy by the deal. Buy by the deal. And you know, the dollars is how much you invest. Well, the dollars you have is how much you're able to earn, and how much you're able to put into is based on how much you actually have available to you to invest. And some of us have more money than others, and others are wondering how they can make money. And you're going to have side hustles and stuff that you're going to have to set up to do. And a lot of you guys don't have, as you're investing in, but have no side hustle to help you to, jumpstart or kickstart. So you should look at investments. But here I got 4 steps to become a millionaire. And this is at 6 to 65. So first, you would open up a Roth IRA, and this was, as I talked about earlier, you would open up a Roth IRA, typically, 401k stuff, but you have the Fidelity, you have Schwab, you have Vanguard, and you have E-Trade. And then your second step to becoming a millionaire, and not all of us going to become millionaires. This is just, I can say, financially independent, financially secure. Same thing. All right. Learn a skill or side hustle, and try to earn at least an extra $50 per week. So if you can earn at least an extra $50 per week, it's extra money. You're exponentially expediting your investment portfolios, because now you're having extra dollars that normally you wouldn't have had if you didn't have a side hustle that was making you extra money. You're expediting your investments, so you're able to actually make more on your investments because you're able to put more money into that investment, versus the budget you were on, you had a set amount, right? But now you have a side hustle that's giving you an extra $50 a month that you can apply to that investment, so you can actually expedite your investment portfolio and help it grow a lot faster because you're adding more fuel to the fire. So third is invest in the S&P 500. And you're going to stay away from penny stocks, meme stocks, and day trading. You will lose a lot of money in those. So only invest in the S&P 500, but stay away from the penny stocks and the really very risky stuff, because you'll lose a lot of money. And ultimately, all this stuff plays out. Like when you get 59 and a half years old, this is where it becomes hard for people, because a lot of people want this instant, look at it, I got all this money in 401k, I want to take it all out. And with that, taking it out early, if you don't wait to be 59 and a half years old, then usually, it comes with a penalty, right? You taking it out too early, you have to pay all these higher percentage and taxes on that withdrawal fee or withdrawal of your 401k early. So if you wait till 59 and a half years old, instead of waiting for instant gratification and being patient, you will have at least $1.3 million, and it will be all tax free for doing that percentage that I broke down to you at the 25 years old, 160 a month, the 30 years old, 280 a month, and the 35 years old, 450, the age 40, 800 a month, the 45 years of age, 1,350, and the age 50. But if you waited for that for 59 and a half years old, you would have 1.3 million. And you can achieve this as an asset owner, owning these assets, whether it's stocks and bonds, Roth IRAs, or it's in your 401k, or into commodities and collectibles such as Pokemart. You can definitely, achieve great success. So I want to break this down to you guys, that if you were 20 years old, right, and you put $262.15 a month away into a 7% interest, right? You would have gained $1,028.36 over the course of 45 years. If you had done that consistently, $262.15 a month on a 7% investment that would give you 7% interest for 45 years, you would have netted $1,028.36. That would have been $3,145.80 you would have gave a year at age 20 doing the $262.15 a month. You would have paid out in the year $3,145 in a year, and your actual contributions over the 45 years of doing it, you would have paid out in all your $262.15, you would have paid out $561. That's how much you would have paid out 45 years. Now, the compounded interest from that 7% on that $262.15 that you invested in, right? Your compounded interest on the 7% would have netted you $858,467.56. That's what the interest would have got you at a 20-year-old only putting $262.15 in a month away for 45 years to the age of retirement, or $3,145.80 a year for 45 years, with an actual contribution of $141,561. That would have been your actual contribution for 45 years. The net compounded interest would have paid you out over $858,000, guys. The interest alone from the 7% would have made you almost a millionaire if you were at 20 years old and putting away $262 into an investment that was giving you 7% interest. So you can factor this into Pokemart, where booster boxes are giving you higher percentages on these ratios. Like just put Evolving Skies at what, $3,300 and something for a case. That's crazy on that box. That if you had invested $110 in that, and say you did it 45 years, good God, who would have? I can't even do the math on that, but you would have been crazy over a millionaire with that. But here, I got some quotes from Warren Buffett. Now you guys can take it to your everyday investments. It doesn't matter what investment you're doing, what collectible you're in, and using it as an investment, but these are some key facts from Warren Buffett that if you place them into your everyday life of investing, no matter if it's in Pokemon, Lorcana, Dragon Ball Z, wherever you're putting your investing money, all right? Wherever you're putting it, doesn't matter, right? If you put these key factors from Warren Buffett into play, guys, they will help expedite any investment you put your money into. So here are some key thoughts from Warren Buffett that I think that need to be touched based on, just so that these can help empower you guys to be a better investor, be a smarter money manager, to be a wiser player in the game as far as this investing, to make wise choices with your money, make your money work for you, right? You always want to be the one to seek out opportunity, not the one that let the opportunity seek you out. You want to look for that opportunity and jump on it. So here it is. So always be seeking and obtaining knowledge. And it's very important. That's why I have aligned myself up with other investors with the same mindset as myself. I watch more investing channels than just regular Pokemart opening and ripping shippers. I watch more of the knowledgeable part of the investing channel, the ones that are giving knowledge, talking and giving out knowledge. I'm looking to obtain that knowledge. So always be seeking it and looking to obtain knowledge, man, because it's going to be a powerful asset that's going to help you in this investing community, right? So always be willing or always be seeking to obtain knowledge. All right? Another key fact in every investing thing that you can get involved into is do not let your emotions get in the way of your investments. All right? Do not let your emotions get in your way of your investments. All right? Very, very important keys that you got to factor in here, man. Because some of us get in here, we let other investors' channels that are teaching you something else get in the way. You let the FOMO of other people get you to sell out or sell off because they said this or they said that. Be owner to your own adventure, right? Be wary of debt and leverage, and not to over leverage yourself, because it can get you into a financial crisis. So be very careful about debt, guys, because debt can be burdensome. Okay, very burdensome to your investing. It can hinder how much you have to invest. All right, and you can very quickly over leverage on those credit cards, be in financial issue. All right, it can be a financial issue for you. Hold on to investments that are performing. Like if you got something that is doing astronomically, doing well in the hobby, there really isn't no need to sell, right? But if you do sell, make sure that you're able to park that money back into something that is going to perform well. All right, so if you're taking money out of something that's doing well already, say, I'm going to take some gains from this, make sure you park it into something that's doing just as well. All right, you never want to take something out of a performing asset and putting it into something and then that thing ain't performing. So always know if you're going to sell something off or sell part of a collection or part of a some of your stocks or bonds or whatever, make sure that you're able to park the money right back into something that is going to be just as good or if not better. All right? Understand the next thing. Understand your risk in your investment. See, some of you don't understand the risk that you get into these investing things. You don't know what you got yourself into. And before you know it, you're ready to give in, throw in the white towel, say, hey, just like Rocky said to Adrian, Adrian, I did it. Adrian's crying that he did it. He got the championship belt. You could be the one on the side fence said, hey, I got to sell out, man, because, I keep making all these mistakes. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm FOMOing in. So you could be on the other side of the fence looking in, and other people are doing well, but somehow you just can't make ends meet with this whole investing thing. So understand your risk, man, when you get into the investment. Now, here's another key factor. Passive income is crucial for financial freedom. And it's, as investors, we're not looking for the quick flip, the quick buck, trying to get rich quick. It's never that in investing. It's a slow roll, rolling the dice. We assume all risk. We take on all risk. We understand the risk that we're in, and we're willing to roll the dice and stay in it, even in the shorter term, but more into the longer term, we understand that we have a asset or a commodity that is a high risk, but the rewards are even greater for those that hold for the long term. And that will lead you right to financial freedom because you understand the risk. You have a passive income that you understand that these sets, some will go up quicker, some will have a time that they'll need to be in the investing market. They'll have to have a little more time than others, and then when the dust settles, even the worst set ends up going up and goes beyond your expectations, because who would have known, right? Darkness ablaze. Just putting some key factors in some worse sets that are performing. And who would have known that they would have performed like that, right? Where they're outperforming some Scarlet Violet sets, right? So older sets, it's a worse set, but Scarlet Violet, I think Darkness Ablaze is in a higher price than Scarlet Violet base set. I think that Darkness Ablaze is booster boxes at a higher price than Scarlet Violet base set. Scarlet Violet is a newer set. But understand your risk and a passive income that, the dues will come in the long term of things. Be willing to admit when you are wrong and learn from your mistakes. If you make mistakes, own up to them, and learn from them, because some of your mistakes, man, can be our biggest ally. You make a mistake, you say, you know what? Yeah, that was a mistake, but you know what? Now I made this mistake. I know that I can teach others not to make the same mistake. And that's some of the things that, like, the knowledge that people have, they bring to tables. You can talk about that. You can spew out your knowledge. You can spew out your history and things that you've been into, mistakes you made that you don't make anymore because you learned from the mistake you made, that you never make that mistake again. And that coming to the table of things, if you're being transparent, that can help others that could make that mistake that you were in, and that could be doomsday for them because they don't know how to get out of it. It could be doomsday where they just give up. But being that you can help someone to not fall into the same pitfalls that you fell into, that becomes an asset for that person. So he can already know that, all right, well, I know how to get over that obstacle, or avoid that obstacle. And so I'm not going to go that route because that guy did that way and fell into that pitfall. I'm not going to go that route. I'm going to go this other way and detour this way because that looks like the better way for me to go. Because if I go this way, I could fall into that same pitfall. So, people teaching you about their mistakes and learning from mistakes can be an asset to you, especially if you made them. Learn from them, right? And then admit to when you're wrong. All right? Do not be afraid. See, here's the thing where Nostalgianomics talks about he don't invest in auxiliary products. And here's Warren Buffett's take on that. He says, here's Warren Buffett, do not be afraid to go against the crowd. So here I am, little old Pokemart TCG. I talk about, on this channel, the auxiliary products, the mini tins, the auxiliary tins, the box sets, and all this other stuff, where Alex presumably talks about investing only in booster boxes as the best alternate method to investing, as the most profitable and the most liquidity, where also with the Pokemon ETBs is another thing that he does, where I go against what Warren Buffett says right here. Do not be afraid to go against the crowd. Where I go against the other investors that align themselves with Alex and they say, well, booster boxes are king. I know booster boxes are king, but I'm not afraid and you hear me say, when everybody goes right, I go left. That's exactly where I'm refraining myself to, is when everybody's going right, and that's going to the booster boxes and Pokemon ETB, PC ETBs, I go to the auxiliary products where there are gains to be made, there are investments to be had on there, there are profits to be that are on the table that if no one's taking, I do take them. And I clearly share that on my channel, where the C22 mini tins, those Mimic U Mysterious Power tins, the Empoleon Tyranitar V Striker tins, and I go on, I buy the Blissey tins from Dollar General, and I buy the knockout boxes, all this extra auxiliary stuff. I share with you guys on the channel. Alex goes against this, other channels go against it, and they only rule to the booster boxes and the Pokemon Center ETBs, where here Warren Buffett tells you, don't be afraid to go against the crowd, where I'm going exactly against that, but I do know, and I am investing in booster boxes, guys, just so you do know. All right, I do invest in booster boxes, but I do go against the grain. I go against the crowd of other investors where they talk about just booster boxes and ETBs for Pokemon Center, whereby I still buy the store ones, and I still buy the auxiliary products, mini tins, C22 mini tins, the other tins and stuff, and I break them down, but I buy them because of the Evolving Skies, the Brilliant Stars, Fusion Strike, Chill and Rain packs that I find inside, where that's why the only reasoning behind that madness that I did it is because of the packs that were inside, is why I did it. Now, am I still doing it? If I find the right mini tins, I will buy the hell out of them. Yes, I will buy them. But if they're not to be found, guys, I move in more towards the booster boxes, right along the line with what Alex says with booster boxes. That's where I find myself. So, but I do knock against the crowd, for sure. I knock against, when everybody's going left or going right, I'm going left. And I do that. I do knock my own self against the grain, guys. I go against the grain on a lot of investors that talk about booster boxes and Pokemon Center ETBs. And I'm telling you that there's profits to be made. And you can see that in two channels that I will tell you about. PokeRev, go look at PokeRev. And Cool Trainer Ryan, where they open up $500 tins, $500 box sets. All right? The tins, because of the packs inside, are why those tins are $500. And to that extent, don't you think that if I kept those mini tins with the Evolving Skies, Fusion Strike, or Evolving Skies, Chill and Rain, or Evolving Skies, Brilliant Stars, or Evolving Skies, Fusion Strike, and the Empoleon tins, if I had them documented and labeled with what packs are inside, because I bought them in groups at stocks when they were in Walmarts and Targets, and I have documentation on the channel showing you, don't you think those have a high potential to go up in price because of the packs inside? The same thing with the box sets. Based on the packs that are inside, they got Evolving Skies, Fusion Strike, Brilliant Stars, very popular packs inside. Those boxes, just like the RCSV figure collection box, can very well go up in price, where profits are left on the table from the price of an initial MSRP of $9 all the way up to $20, right? For the tins, $24 for the V Strikers, right? Where these tins can be a $500 tin down the road. Could be a $100 box set down the road, where investing channels only talk about booster boxes and PTC ETBs. I knock against that, and I buy these auxiliary products, showing you that these could be potential investments, regardless to how many sell a day, or they're illiquid, which Alex tells you that they're illiquid, and that's going to factor into how illiquid are they. And it's going to depend on where you sell them to, the market in which you have for them, and who is buying them. And I knock against that, and I say, hey, if you're doing card shows, because I posted up on my channel, I share out vendor POV videos to Benna Productions, to Pat That's Power channel. I share out these videos where vendors at shows are buying sealed product. They're selling Evolving Skies loose packs 4 packs for $84 or whatever it is, or 5 packs, 7 packs for $84, whatever it is, at $12 a pack. They're selling loose booster packs, guys, at vendor POVs, people who put in point of view sales at card shows. People are buying those loose packs, and I show many vendor POV videos where people at shows that are the vendor are selling packs to people, and people are buying them. So it depends on where you're selling them, where you're marketing them. It doesn't matter if you got them on eBay and 1 a day, 2 a day sell on eBay, but if you're at card shows, you are selling to a multitude of people at a card show. And if you got a business and you're always doing it, you're going to move a lot of packs more quickly than even on eBay or Facebook Marketplace, because you're dealing directly with people that have the time to buy it right then and there. They see it. No one else in the show has them, and that's another thing. How many people at these card shows have loose packs, have art sets of XY? This stuff, if you hear other channels, you hear Alex talk about he's having trouble like trying to find XY and Sun and Moon booster boxes on eBay. There's only 1 a day showing up or 2 a day somewhere finding this product. So how often are packs showing up at shows where you see shows where people have this stuff? So you have a commodity, a asset, a property, a Pokemon product that is always going up. It's going up. XY Sun and Moon stuff, packs are going up. The booster box is going up, right? You have an in-demand product that was less printed than Scarlet Violet, less printed than Sword and Shield. And you mean to tell me nobody wants them? Well, obviously, I do rip and chips. I have those things. Nobody wanted them on YouTube. Nobody's buying in my rip and chips. Nobody's buying on my rip and chips. But I have those packs. But if I was in a scenario where I was at a card show, I would have moved a lot of product. Now, being that next year, I'm going to be in a flea market again in Beacon, New York. So if you're ever down in Beacon, New York, 12590, I believe that's the zip code, on Main Street, I will be at the flea market in the Beacon Flea Market. I will be down there selling Pokemon sealed singles products, and I also will be doing vendor POV videos for you guys. Might have a yard sale here at the house too, selling the cards, but it depends on your market. And I established myself on Facebook Marketplace, guys. I've been doing that since early part of last year, and for at least the last couple of years, I've been on Facebook Marketplace, making deals, selling stuff, and I am a highly rated seller on Facebook Marketplace. I established myself on Facebook Marketplace with a community right in my own backyard for buying, selling of video games and Pokemon products. So I'm an established seller right here in my own community, right? That I have a reputation of buy, sell, trade. So it's going to depend on where you market your product, where you're marketing at, all right, and who you're selling to, where you're selling to, because people will buy these things, and it may not be on just basically your rip and ships on YouTube, but it'll be elsewhere where those packs will sell. And here's the good thing, is since it's a passive income, I'm not really worried about if they sell, when they sell, or how often they sell. I'm not really worried about that, because these packs are going up in price, and I'm going to make passive income. And that's the whole thing about investing, is patience is virtue in this hobby. That I can be laid back on the channel. I don't have to worry about FOMOing in. I don't have to get worried that I have to ever sell, because I don't have to sell, guys. I don't have to sell a thing. I don't have to sell nothing to make any money. I'm full-time. I have a full-time job, right? I make money from my full-time job. I'm able to invest portions of my income. Most of the time, it's almost 90% of my income goes into what I'm doing, because I outpace what most people are talking about investing, where you invest a percentage. I invest 75% to or more of my paycheck back into this business, into Pokemon. Who is putting 75% of their paycheck into Pokemon? I can tell you, because it's my life that I have, right? This is where I'm at, that I'm able to do it. and I'm blessed to be able to do it because it helps to build up my net worth. And yet it may not be like in the bank account where 75% of my money is not in the bank. It's in collectibles, but it's a collectible that's a high risk, high reward, but it's gaining interest, compounding. That is better than just leave it in the bank. See, 1% in the bank, and I'm making big returns on packs. Loose packs, they're going up in price. Evolving Skies, Chilling Rain, just naming them, just a few, right? Brilliant Stars, Hidden Fates. This stuff's all going up. And I'm making financial gains on the packs. The longer I got them sealed up, they're still sealed. They're in the storage unit. They're put away. I'm not FOMOing into all the new sets coming out. I don't FOMO in, never. And I am laid back, being myself, being transparent on a channel, having the time of my life, and I'm building a net worth with these packs that are giving me better dividends than the bank would give me on my money in the bank. And it just goes to what Alex talks about, a lot of other channels talk about. The percentage gains on Pokemart is great. And he who can, park money into an asset, well, this is how you build financial freedom, you build worth. And not a lot of people can do this. And not a lot of people understand how this all works. And that's why the negativity end of it comes, because people just don't know how to adapt to what people are talking about. They don't know how to add it into their lifestyle, because a lot of the people are on this credit card or this mentality that, like trying to have a life dream. They can't have a life dream because they're so saturated with life itself. They're being consumed by their financial debt that they have. A lot of people carrying a lot of debt that they can't even dig themselves out to worry about what somebody's talking about on a channel. So they bring a negative side of it, talking about, oh, this guy's talking about he puts all this money in Pokemon. Here I am, I can't be like him, so I might as well talk down on him because my life's a mess, and I'm going to see if I can get him to twirl his life in a mess. I come from a messed up life because I built a messed up life, right? I built a life, I was in debt. Carried debt, financial debt. It wasn't until I decided that I want to clean up what I messed up and started my life all over again. And that's exactly what I did. And it was a mindset that I had to make myself. I had to, get myself into that mindset. Start keying in on things and figuring things out, what people are talking about. And is there a way out? And there is a way out of any situation that you're in. And it's up to you as an individual to take, what people say and apply it to your life and daily and consistently and be in control of your life by understanding how to live your life and have a good life and then have a better life later on down the road too. And enjoy life while building wealth. And, here it's a thing that any one of you guys can do. Any one of you guys can do it from being in debt, coming out of debt. It's up to you. You have to have a made up mind to want to do it. And it's not something that everybody wants or that everybody can feed into that want it. It's a lot of sacrifices. It comes with sacrifice, and if you're willing to give up and sacrifice things in life now, your life will be a lot better later on. And some of us, we just live outside our life. We live a lavish life now. We don't care. You're living life for now, in the now moment. You got to have things now. And you don't have the patience to wait and play these waiting games like most investors that are building financial stability, building financial wealth. You guys can't comprehend this because you're in the different mindset of just this now mentality. And this is a very patient and passionate thing. It takes time to build this, time to get yourself into that mindset, time to get yourself out of debt, time to turn your life around. And it's something that you're going to have a made up decision to do. And sometimes it's people let other people get the best of them and talk them out of situations where someone's trying to help them. They let someone talk them out of it, and they never are able to make that gain. And that's, like I said, I made a made-up mind years ago that I was going to change my life, and I want more out of my life and more from life, and I had to seek out things, and I tried different things. I made mistakes, but I didn't let my failures get me down. I let them build me up, that I continue to just persevere, weather storms, and make the changes, and continue to adjust myself and adjust my life to bring me to the point in my life where I'm at, that I'm still building, and I'm building a net worth in my life that, years from now, it's going to be a great life, and it's going to be a great one for my kids, because I'm building that net worth, that, what I have is going to be greater than what it is now. And they'll be able to see it. If I'm not alive, they'll be able to see it and know it because of the value that is going to be attached to these numbers. Now, I want to share with you guys some inspiring people that I get inspired by. Let me see if I can pull his name up. And I just want to share this. This is how my success, it may not be your success, but, I can talk about things that I was in, and you guys can apply it, and however. And, anybody want to talk negative about, they can talk negative. I'm not here to persuade you into anything. Go seek financial advice. What is his name? Got him. So, guys, a guy that inspired me on YouTube, I like watching his videos, and, he has 70K views. He has 1.45 million subscribers. You can check him out. This guy's name is Peter Bond, and I want to share with you a video where he goes around.
Edward. Oh snap! Yo. What's up? Oh, I got some good news for you guys.
I think he's in New York City and other places.
Really appreciate it, right? It started like a domino effect. At the shelter I'm in, they got a voucher for apartment next week.
For these homeless people.
Different apartments. Oh yeah, I'm going to school. I got my bachelor's, right?
Well, he gives out $500 to them.
It's because what you guys did for me, man.
Well, we have some good news for you too.
And then his community raises money.
I had my community come together to help you out.
What do you mean?
Why don't you look for yourself?
What's this?
What's going on, man, bro?
It's almost $2,300.
So his community raised some money for this guy who went and got his bath. What are you doing?
You're gonna need that.
Are you serious? This is for me?
I had told you this last time, but don't give up.
Great people like you in this world, I can never give up.
I love you, bro.
And it just goes that there's
Edward.
more to life, right, than this. Let me show you another guy. So look at it. Here's another guy.
I have a surprise for you, but you have to answer one question first.
You're not the police trying to interrogate me or something, is you?
We're not police.
What's your what?
What's your biggest regret in life?
My sister, she had a boyfriend, and he was beating on her, but I didn't believe her. And my cousin called me and told me she's in the hospital. She's in a coma. And then they had to pull the plug on her. I couldn't believe that shit, man. Couldn't save her.
I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
I just gotta move on.
Here's a surprise, man.
What's this? It's $500.
Can I sit with you?
Is you homeless too?
I guess I am.
Did you know I was doing these boxes? I'm homeless. I was gonna make a house.
Can you do me a favor?
What is, sir?
Don't give up.
I'm not gonna give up.
I love you, man.
It's been 10 years since anybody ever told me that. I love you too, bro.
What's up, bro?
So these are, you go check out Peter Bond. I don't have a link for him, but check him out, Peter Bond. His channel is right there. This guy does these videos that are are real videos where he pulls out money helping homeless people, and apparently he has some pull where he helps these guys get off the street, get jobs, and be able to clean themselves up and get their status back in their life that they lost, because things happen in life, right? Things happen in life where they lost their job, they end up on the street, right? They got divorced or whatever may happen, right? So in everyday life, things happen, right? And every one of you guys can be a better person in this community. And I think that's what this community needs: more compassion for what people talk about on channels, the way others treat others. And I think we had more of that in the Pokemart community, with less of this negative stuff. I think the community would be thriving a lot better than what it is. But in general, you can take every rule of thumb of what Peter Bond's doing here, apply it to your everyday life, and this is my goal. My goal is to help as many people as I can. So that's what I do in my giveaways and stuff. I do what I can when I can, because I like to have those giveaways and stuff, and regardless to how they are and what they do, you can say they're scammed or saying people win, whatever. I'm not worried about that aspect of it, because if somebody wins, they're the person that enter, they follow the rules, where other people ain't following nothing. So, I try to help out as much as I can, but I try to give you guys direct advice, right? Direct advice to that apply to exactly how I did things, how I made it, how I was able to overcome. And I tell you stories about real life stories that happened in my life, what happened to me. And this is not stuff that I'm like just making up. It's basically how I made it, right? And things I had to overcome. So, and I'm not one of these guys that was built, that built everything, or everything was handed to me. I had to work for everything I owned. Everything. I was this kind of person that if I only had $1 in my pocket, I just lived with that dollar. And this was like back in the times when I was in debt, financial issues, right? Because it was the life that I had, broke, busted, disgusted, in debt, trying to figure things out. Because, they don't teach you in life, how to, everybody has a price on their head for taking seminars to get financial advice from someone, or how to be debt free and all. You got to take courses and all this stuff. You got to pay somebody. Life and the world always wants you to be in debt, and more in debt gives you bigger loans and all of this stuff. But the world very seldomly shows you how to stay debt free and live debt free. And I was able to overcome and make it, and make something out of my life, that there are things that I will never go back to because of where I came from. So, in debt and everything, it's not a this little gnat keeps flying around. It's not a fun thing, man. It's not fun. It's a hard road when you're in debt and stuff, and it's a struggle. The struggle is real. a lot of things. And you don't have any friends. You don't have who to talk to. So these are some hardships that people, real life people are under pressure, under the gun, and even in this life now with things going on, people are under the gun. It's the same old sob story, but there is a way out. There's a way out, and there's a way for you to win if you only apply yourself. And that's what, I did. I started applying myself. And I was able to build a better life. And still building a life, right? In this community with Pokemart, And so a lot of things that I talk about are my life experiences, things that I've been through. No, I don't play Pokemon Go. I don't play any of the TC. I don't play any of the games, any of the Pokemon games. Even I have the Arceus. I got in a trade. I don't play that. I don't play any of the. I don't play the Pokemon game itself. I don't play any TCG and tournament stuff. I don't play. I collect the cards. But I was able to build, this, I would say, a mini empire without taking anything for granted. It was a work in progress. Without a silver spoon being fed into my mouth, coming up, being poor, and then building a life that I got into financial issues and credit card debt that I was able to overcome, and I found my opportunity. And it's just something that it feels good when you're able to speak about and talk about being financially, like, no debts. You just have your basic regular, the rent, car insurance, my storage unit, your basic, and your food. You buy your food. They don't have any big like debts where I got a bill collector calling me. I don't have any credit cards. So, and not a lot of people can speak on that realm and it's a proud moment for me that I'm able to invest the way I'm able to invest, to enjoy the hobby the way I'm able to enjoy it, and to continue to do what I'm doing and not have that lavish lifestyle, building a lavish lifestyle, having the fancy cars, having a fancy house. This is just proud moments for me. But if you guys want to build financial net worth and financial freedom, there are opportunities. Absolutely, there's opportunities. Up to you to take advantage. Stormville. I haven't been to Stormville Afro Samurai at all this whole year. I haven't been to any yard sales at all this entire year. No yard sales at all. No Stormville. I haven't been to no Elephant's Trunk flea market. I've been to card shops. I've been to, I think, one card show, 2 card shows this year. And I'm going to the Newburgh one here in November. But that's what I got for you, man. This is, that was all my notes. I mean, I was still going on with making more notes, and I decided to get this up. So, we're here. Now I'm freelancing the final aspects of it, the free scale and the rest of it, in just talking. But any one of you guys can do it. And you guys are younger. A lot of you guys are younger than me. My channel analytics tells me where my following is. You all are younger than me. Every one of my subscribers or younger than me. You're all in that bracket of 30, from 18 to 25 to 25 to 35. You're in that bracket right there. So my following here on YouTube, that's where you guys are, which means you guys are right in a lineup for what exactly I talked about here in the amount of money. You know exactly where you fall, right in that category. If you want to become a millionaire at age 65, where exactly the money that you would have to put into per month, and that's every month, to build that nest egg there in a 7% interest ratio in an investment portfolio. You'd have to find something that's going to give you at least 7% return for 45 years, or whatever years you are at, depending on where you are in age, how many years you got till you're 65 to get that million banked up. But that's what I got. Peter Bond was one of those guys, man, that inspired me, still inspires me to this day, because I love watching the videos, how his videos are life-changing. Like, they're changing, he's changing the lives of people that gave up, that thought there was no chance, that there was no opportunity for them to get out of the situation where they're at. You know, coming from losing everything and then getting back on their feet. And Peter Bond, you know, is that one guy that is being the extraordinaire, that is helping people, uplifting them, getting them back on their feet, pulling strings with producers or whatever to get these guys jobs and get them back on their feet and back into society. So I like that aspect. Now, yeah, there is fake videos and stuff up, but I don't think he is being fake. I think he genuinely, this is in his heart to do those videos, and the people's lives that he, when he meets them, these people's lives are being changed. So that's what I believe. But that's what I got for you guys. Hopefully you guys, you know, can apply this stuff to your life. Seek financial guidance first. And then, you know, hop back in and say, well, you know, show your financial advisor what someone's talking about. See if this, yeah, they can say, well, this guy makes absolutely sense. You know, this guy makes absolute sense. Let them know who you're listening to, and then see if they say, yeah, you should be applying this, because this is some of us might be talking about stuff these financial advisors are not even thinking of, but will roll out very well in your goal to becoming whatever financial amount you're trying to gain. All right, but that's what I got, guys. So with that said, you know, we got the rip and ship here. It's 5:32, so I got to get the table set up for that. 7 o'clock, we'll be here with the live stream, Rip and Chips. Come on back here and join me on that. So hopefully you guys, this video helped you guys. If it did, then share out the video, hit the like button, consider subscribing to the channel. And with that said, I'm going to let it go. Thanks, everybody. So you got Frosty Inglewood, Bennett Productions, Ricochet, Afro Samurai. All right, everyone, thanks for stopping by. Hit the like on the button on the video before you leave here. We'll be doing my Rip and Chips here at 7 p.m. I'll be here on a live. For that, guys, like, comment, subscribe, share. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of the day, week. Still on vacation here. We're going to have Saturday as another Rip and Ship, and then Sunday, guys, is our monthly giveaway. So make sure you go check the video for September, get yourself entered in, and get yourself from the playlist. Go to that video for September, enter in there, drop the comment September, SEPT, and a number 1 through 30. In the wheel to get yourself entered in for our giveaway for Sunday evening at 8 p.m. And then we have our giveaway for the year, 2,500,000 subscribers. So we're trying to reach 2,500 subscribers by December 15th. I'll go to that video, drop a comment, 25K, yay. and number 1 through 30 from the wheel to get entered in for that. And with that said, I'll be back here with another video, guys, with our Rip and Ships live in October. We will be back here doing Rip and Ships again on the same days here, but in October, because I'm on vacation again, we'll be doing it all over again for the Rip and Ships. And that will be my final Rip and Ship spew for this year. All right, without further ado, guys, thank you for stopping by, listening into my video. And I'm going to prepare the table. I'm going to prepare the feast for the festival for Rip and Ships tonight at 7 p.m. Guys, I'll be back here. So, again, like, comment, subscribe, share. Get out there and catch them all and have a ball. I'll see all of all of y'all in my next video. Do it me now. Peace. Whole lot of love for you. High five. And I'll catch all you guys in my next video. I'm out of here. Have a great rest of the day, great rest of the weekend, and I'll see you on the next one.